Hey there, it's Sandra from Conversion Minded, and today I'm going to show you a time blocking template that I use to manage my time, increase my productivity, and get a massive amount of stuff done each week. And this has been a complete game changer for me because before I was using this time blocking template I'm going to show you, I had very big, ambitious goals, as we all do, but the problem was I had the same goals every month. It felt like I wasn't getting anywhere. It felt like I always had these same huge goals, and I realized that I wasn't drilling down on specific tasks I needed to do in order to achieve any one of these goals. So I think that is the big thing that the time blocking template has helped me do. It's helped me get very specific with how much time a certain task is going to take, the individual things that I need to do to achieve like even a tiny goal, let alone a huge goal. And I really want to show it to you because I think it's going to help you too. So let me turn to it now and I'm going to show you how to use it. So this is the time blocking template. And again, the link is below the video so you can grab this and start using it right away. And I'm going to show you what to do with this here. First off, there are 3 tabs. The first one is your monthly goals. The second tab is your time block list. This is going to be a list view of everything that you want to get done. And then this is a calendar view, and I'm going to show you those in a minute. But first, I think it's important to just go over this monthly goal sheet quickly. And I have this broken down just 1 month at a time. I used to do it like 6 months at a time, but I really kind of feel like for the purpose of this, we're going to be breaking down a month into time block units, and I feel like a month is just large enough. So there's no reason to, start talking about 3 or 4 months down the road here. We're getting very granular. So the first thing is I have in each of these columns, I have an overarching goal. So for me, it would be blogging, free course over here, and then a paid course. And if you want to create an additional column, you can do that right up here under Insert and just column left or column right. And if you don't have as many kind of goal buckets, you can also delete this pretty easily. So you can just delete the column as well. So this is where I kind of list out, as I mentioned, my goal buckets. I like to think of them like that, kind of goal themes. And then below it, I'll give some detail to it. So this is the title of it, I'm thinking. This is the title of this other free course. And this is maybe the number of blog posts that I want to write. And then beneath it, this is where you would start getting a little bit specific about the tasks it's going to take, or maybe some milestones along the way. Because again, we're talking about a month. A month is a big, and generally they're big goals, and it's this time for us to kind of drill down on these, and here's where you can start doing it. So you can think about things that you're going to need to do in order to achieve your goal that month. And it's really kind of a high-level view here, because what we're going to do from here is take this and start mapping it out on this time block list. So this is where we list out. This is the to-do list, guys. This is where we list out everything that we want to do and everything we want to get done. Now, what makes this different and really powerful, separates it from other to-do lists, is that this is not just a laundry list of things that you need to do. There's a lot more going on here, and I'm going to explain it to you. First of all, we're including personal tasks too. Big thing here, because that is something that can really, really come out of nowhere, are all those personal things that we have to do that we didn't write down on our to-do list because we kind of don't think about them. We take them for granted, right? So even if you have play dates, if you go out to eat lunch, you eat dinner, we all do those things. So you really need to include them, even your downtime, when you take breaks, or when you go to the gym, or when you run an errand, right? Those are things that we want to think about weekly, and so that we're very realistic about what we can actually do and how much time we have to do any given thing. So you want to really include everything on here. And the other thing that's different about this is that you'll notice here I have numbers next to some of these tasks, and those indicate the number of times during the week that I'm going to have to do that. So for instance, breakfast is 5 days a week, workout is 3 times a week. That way you're going to know how much time, you know that on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, let's say, working out has to get put on the calendar, and it's going to take an hour and a half. So this is where we start to write down how many times each week we're going to be doing a given task. Very, very helpful for you to kind of get your head around creating regular schedule, planning your tasks that you're going to do the same tasks around the same time every day so you get into a real routine with them. So for instance, you might want to eat lunch at the same time every day or work out at the same time every day, schedule your client meetings for the same time every day, and also do your deep dive work, that content creation, blogging, things like that. Make sure you do that around the same time every day. Really, really crucial. And the other thing you're going to notice here is that there's a time estimate over here. So for every task, there's an estimate of time. Now, when you might not be very clear on how much time something is going to take you, especially if it's a new thing, you might not know, right, how much time you're going to really need. But that is where this is going to help you so much too, because I was really way off the mark when I started using this time blocking template. I found what I realized is that I am overly ambitious about how long I think something's going to take and how much I can do. So I would put that something is going to take 4 hours and really it would take 8. So the beauty of this is that you're going to start to get more accurate with your forecasting. So you're going to start to, because you're writing it down and documenting it, you're going to start to know that this really isn't a 4-hour project, it's an 8-hour project. You need the whole entire day. Or you need to split that up and put it down 2 times on your list. Like right here, you see Finished Branding ebook. I know that that's going to take me 8 hours, and I'm choosing to split it up in 4-hour increments because it's going to be hard for me to, put aside an entire day without interruptions for it, right? So you start to get a really, really good handle on the time every task is going to take, how many times you're doing it each week, and whether or not you're going to actually be able to get it done. The other thing here that I found is really helpful, and it's going to come into play when we start talking about this calendar view here, is that we all have laundry lists and to-do lists of things that we need to do, and they just go on and on and on. And the beauty of this is that once you start actually blocking out your time on your calendar over here, you realize right away whether or not you're actually going to be able to do this list, right? You start to realize that things are going to have to roll over to the next week because you're just not going to have time to get to everything, which means that it really is helpful. It's a really great tool to help you get very, very focused on what your actual priorities are, so that you start to, forget about those things that come up out of nowhere, and you really get very, very focused and specific with what you actually have to do to move your business forward. So that's another reason that I love this. Now, if we look at this calendar a little bit more, what you'll see is I have time increments over here on the left, broken down by a half an hour. Now, you're welcome to change these units however you like. You can work in 15 minutes, you can work in a half an hour. I think you wouldn't want to go any more than that. I wouldn't work in a half an hour. I like working in half-hour increments. But you can break it down into 15-minute intervals as well, and that's easy enough to do. You can certainly just take this and insert a row above or below to create another time unit. So that's totally up to you if you want to do that. Basically, what we're going to be doing now is we're taking everything from the list and we're going to start putting it onto our calendar, and you're going to see really quickly the things that have to go and the things that have to wait until the following week. So I find that this is very, very helpful tool for you to really make sure that you're doing the same things every day. Like you'll see here, I have breakfast at the same time every day. I try to have lunch at the same time every day, and even dinner, and when I'm working out, I try to keep that around the same time. And breaks are in here too. And I do also like to color code my recurring tasks so I can kind of see them and separate them out from the other things. I found that's really helpful too. And I think the other thing is that when you do have deep work to do, what I found is that I was trying to split up my time a lot so that I could multitask and I could shift gears and things like that. And what I've learned a lot through this time blocking template is that you don't necessarily want to do that. Like your deep dive work, your brain is really funneling into what you need to do to get that one thing done, especially when it's creating content. And it's really hard to switch in and out of it. So I recommend giving yourself enough time for that deep dive work when you're doing these things. Like blogging for me tends to take a long time. I write long blog posts, and I've learned to give myself 5 hours to do that blog post. I don't try to fool myself anymore that it's going to take me 2 or 3 when it really takes me 5. Things like that. I feel like this is really helpful. And I mentioned that it's going to help you get really, really more accurate with your forecasting about what you can and can't do. And this is where you start to see it, when you start to actually map it out onto your calendar. And what happens is that you realize that maybe even things that you didn't even think about over here, when you actually start seeing your calendar, you start thinking about those invites that you didn't realize that you had or you forgot about. So this is a great way for you to know exactly what you're able to get done each entire week. And I just want to quickly show you that you can modify, you can change the colors of these. So you can go up here and change the colors of your color blocks very easily. You can change the font, the text color, and the fonts right over here. So you can change those if you want to work with different fonts. You wouldn't necessarily need to insert columns here, but if you do want to change the time increments, you can go up under here and just insert a row below, and then you can change this unit to 6:15, and then maybe 6:15 to 6:30, things like that. So you can really customize this, and you can, I have these right now, these are merged cells because this is how much time I block out for getting ready in the morning. But if you want to change any of these, you can change the formatting, and you can simply go under here and unmerge. And then I have the 3 individual rows here, and then you can merge them back any way that you like. So if I want to take these 2 and I want to merge them again, I can just merge those 2, and then I can put something like this up here, right? So now you have it categorized. And you can change the vertical alignment over here, and you can also change whether or not you're left aligning or you're centering the text right there. So super easy to customize to however you want to use this. And again, it's going to be in the comments below. I'm going to leave a link, so definitely download it. This is probably my most popular freebie that I give people, and everyone loves it because it's so helpful. So I'd love for you to download it too and start using it and really, really start getting so much stuff done, organizing your to-do list, and really, really just becoming a productivity superhero. And if you have any comments or feedback for other videos you'd like me to create, I'd love to know how I can help you build an online business and what it is that you'd like to know more about. So just let me know, whether it's social media marketing, email marketing, branding, creating products, increasing sales, driving traffic, whatever it is, let me know, and I will definitely create more videos to help you out with that. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, because I'm going to be popping in every week to give you those tips and help you take your business to the next level. And I'm so happy that you took the time with me. I'm very honored to be joining you on your journey to build your online business, and I'll see you next time.